Are you ready?
Welcome back to Circle of Gratitude. I want to welcome all my brothers here, brother D, brother Chris, brother
Hey,
Strick.
what's going on, people?
How's everybody?
All good.
How's the Lord treating
Oh,
everybody?
oh man, it's lovely on my end, brother.
That's a good thing. It's a good thing.
All right.
Run it.
How was your day, man?
Oh man, it was good, man. How about yours?
Man, mine was spectacular, man.
Spectacular. I want to
Oh,
hear spectacular.
Spectacular, man.
What
I
happened,
worked, I made money, came home at 8, and I'm living. Boy, that's spectacular day.
man, living the Villa Loca, bro. That's what I'm talking about. That's
Ain't
what you
lying,
supposed to
brother.
do.
Ain't lying. I know we gotta talk about one thing. And I hate to get off subject, but I gotta ask. Y'all saw the bloody Sunday in Montgomery, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just checking. All right.
I'm glad
Okay.
you have seen it too, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, that was a sight to see there, brother. I saw it.
Yeah. I ain't gonna
Well,
talk about young people no more.
unified. They unified.
They're
Yep.
unified. That's right. Unity is something that we've been lacking in our race for a long time, man.
Yeah. You hate that they had to go to those resorts, but no. I'm glad that they stood up when it was being done and they didn't stand by and videotape.
There you
Right.
go.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I had a
Yeah.
conversation with a friend of mine recently, and he said, "Man, I was at this part of this area of town. Man, I got out the car, and man, these guys look like gang members, man. White guy." And I looked at him, and I was like, "They look like gang members, huh?" He said, "Man, I felt really uncomfortable." I said, "Imagine how it feels like that every time you walk into two people that are of a different color you.
Mm.
While you just think they look like gang members, they're people that have been persecuted against people of color, and they don't look like gang members. They don't look like nobody. They're just people,
Mm-hmm.
but they get the uncomfortable feeling. We all know that it ain't all white people that feel this way. So I make no mistake. I got plenty of white friends, this, that, and another. Family
As well.
members, everything, and I don't care. But let's call a spade a spade. They did what they did because they thought they can get away with it. That's why that guy ran up on him and started beating on him the way he was. Because he felt like he could do it and get away with it.
Yep. He threw the black hat now.
He said it was over with.
So let's do it. Let's do it.
I mean, he lost a great job according to my partner. That's a good job there. But he
So they
was doing
did. So
his
they did fire him then.
They probably did, but I don't know. But he was doing his job though.
Yeah,
If they fired him, they're going to have problems.
they is
Yeah, I
gonna have
mean,
problems, bro, because he
it's
was at
suit.
work. He was at work, man. I mean, how you attack a man while he doing his job? That's crazy.
Being Crump to the rescue.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was just talking about that, man.
Yeah.
This shit got to stop.
Well, me and my wife was saying it, and she said everybody was in the right. They was in the wrong who attacked him. He doing his job, and you jumping somebody. Of course, your people gonna come. That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that shit
Man,
just didn't even look right.
Yeah,
It just didn't look right at all.
I'm glad there
the
wasn't no
thing is that
shooting.
doesn't usually happen. That doesn't usually happen, though. When they do these things, it's not always so open in front of a whole bunch of people. But they really felt like they can get away with doing this in front of a whole bunch of people. And they made the mistake of thinking that brothers were just going to stand by and let you beat this man up and not do nothing.
I want to interview the dude who swam over there.
Oh, they call him Aquaman.
He was 16 years old. I ain't talking about the youth no more.
You were 16?
He was 16.
Go on, man. I'm proud of him.
Man, that gave me chill.
I'm proud of him. I'm getting chills right now. Just to the
forget
fact that he was
that.
16.
Yeah, we forget that everybody who was doing everything back in the day was young. Not old, but young.
Well,
I just have to say that. I'm sorry to interrupt.
no, I'm glad you
That's
did,
something-
brother.
I'm going to say that, but we had to speak on that on real.
It needed to be acknowledged.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well-
mean, look, come on, how many times did that happen and nobody said anything? There wasn't video cameras, you know.
I sure saw it.
Yep.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
This,
glad.
this don't seem to amaze me.
No, because it's an unfortunate constant for those that believe that they're superior, those that believe that they can go ahead and have no effect on their actions. Look, we constantly got to think of the effects of our actions. We think of the effects of our actions when we get in our car and drive down the road and make a left turn and a right turn. You know, when we pull up in the store, when we do whatever we do, we got to look at that. You know, we always on guard.
Yeah, you're right.
Always.
And are we supposed to be on guard for the police and the public?
Shit, that's what it feels like.
That's what it is. That's what
And
it is.
our own people.
Mm-hmm. That brings the conversation to a narcissist.
Huh?
Because we were talking, I really Googled it and said, okay, I understand this is about, because you got a lot of people out there, especially our people, who think because I got a better education and my mom and dad was in the house per se, and they showed me that I'm better than the other people, or I'm better than you because I'm educated. And that to me that's a narcissist.
Well, anybody that believes that they're better than someone else,
Yeah.
and it makes them feel that that's a narcissistic behavior. But the thing is that, you know, there is a climate of individuals in our society that have that believe they're better than us on every level anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's disappointing. It's frustrating. But at this point, it became a climax where someone said, "No, we're not going to tolerate it." That's when he threw his hat up in the air. And he said, "Oh no, right, let's do this."
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't be able to tolerate nothing like that either. I mean, nah, that ain't gonna work.
Not at work when you try to do your job and just tell it like, okay, yeah, and then, you know, I mean, I'll put it like this: the man, they attacked him on video, so he said, "What the hell with it?" Threw his head up, let's go, you know, and then that's when everybody else started coming in. Come on, man, this man, it's like the security guard saying, we about to close. Okay, we gonna walk out the door. We ain't gonna try to. You doing your job. We ain't gonna try to say, "Nah, man, I'll stay here, man." You know, like, what's the point? You know, that's what I'm saying. You know, let a person do his job. That's how I believe.
They felt like he didn't have a right to tell them something. That's all.
Oh yeah, that's it.
You know, I had an incident like that years ago at a country and western rodeo in Anderson County, Texas. Very similar to that, where I was asked to guard a certain area of the barn. Don't let people in this way because they got to go in the other way. And I sat there, and when I was telling people they couldn't go in, boy, I got called all types of ins and this and that, and I was just like, wow. All because I broke out that night too, but that was another story.
I need a drill bit. I need to drill into the bottom so I can have drainage in the flower pot.
Somebody wants drainage in the flower pot? What you growing?
She planting some plants. You need a drill bit?
What drill bits, Chris? Why can't they be in one place?
All right. I got the drill bits. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
She should have thought about that when she was planting the plant. Oh
yeah.
Are you really?
Don't get in no trouble, bro.
Yeah, see? This oh,
And I'm sitting there messing with my lock picking set, right?
Yeah.
Guy was doing some work on a car, taking a break, and he said, "Oh, you pick locks? Oh, you ever work on safes?" I was like, "Why would you ask that question?"
Yeah, that sounds illegal.
No, I just do this because it's something that's a little hobby, you know. But no, I don't work on safes.
Yeah, I pick locks too.
Yeah, it's just a hobby.
Yeah.
Hell no. And if I did, why would I tell somebody?
Yeah, I wouldn't share that information with nobody. Go get it on your own. That right there is something that's like private, like a social security number.
oh,
Man, I had a blessing this week. My nephew came and he changed all my door handles to levels. Just came and did it.
oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. He just said, "Man, I have some really nice chrome levers, but I don't like chrome. I'm gonna take them out." And he literally came to my house and put them all in, front door and all. I was like, "Wow, man, that was really nice, man. Touched my heart."
That's a blessing.
Yeah. Not only to get them for me, but to give them. I mean, to put them in. You know. All that ruffling around.
Oh, that was me. Yes, sir.
Man, this heat need to go away.
And I'm putting my air conditioner on 69 right now, bro.
Telling you. Might as well.
It's just killing me. I'm sitting in the living
Man.
room sweating with the air conditioner on.
Telling you.
It's at 95 degrees right now.
Man, his man was telling me his pond done drew up. All the catfish he had in there was all at the bottom on the ground. He said raccoons came by at night and swooped their ass up and got the munching.
Man, look at that.
They ain't got no water to drink with it.
He ain't got no water, huh?
He ain't got no water to
Dry
drink
mouth
with
like a motherfucker for raccoon dry mouth. Excuse my language.
it. Raw and uncut. Let's do it. Yeah.
Well, I qualify for my disabled vet plates now.
Was that with NACA?
No, my disabled vet plates.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, AKA, let me borrow. That's why can I borrow?
Hey,
I need to park up front.
In Texas, you got to have another one to park in the handicap spot as of January this year because of our illustrious governor.
Oh yeah.
I think what happened now, he handicapped now. I think what happened was somebody was parking the space he wanted to use.
Oh, okay.
And like, it's a disabled vet plate. He said, "Oh, that don't qualify." But disabled vet, disabled plate. But whatever. Interesting.
Shaq.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm here.
All right. Oh, Shaq. Well, obviously, man, I had me a couple of shots and a couple of margaritas.
Oh, damn.
On a Monday.
Well, I wanted to eat early. And well, I said, but I gotta do live. So she was like, I said, from now on, no eat out early. If I just eat out, but I know when school starts, I'm gonna be cooking anyway. But I want to get started.
Mm-hmm.
My day, it ends, but then it starts again. You know how it go. Life. But I really read what narcissist was, and like, I service a lady who's very She's like she's she's foreign from South America. Very, you don't know who I'm talking about. The doctor, Just call her the doctor. She's very that way. She's very narcissist. She thinks she's better than people. She thinks I'm like, okay, you're a doctor, your husband a doctor, but ain't no helping her. Her daughter's that way too.
Hmm.
Her daughter didn't want to go camping around Europe. She wanted to stay here. She didn't want to sweat and go camping around Europe. She wanted to, stay here and be with her parents. I'm like, that's selfish, but still she's a narcissist because she probably thinks she's better than those kids that wanted to do that. She's too good to go camping around Europe for a senior trip. She rather, you know,
Huh.
you know.
Okay.
To me, that's a narcissistic think they're better than other people. I don't want to do that. That's work.
Well, on that note, I stayed with one for 16 years, so I know I had a personal experience of one.
Oh, yeah.
So that narcissist man, being a narcissist man, it's to me, I like I was telling D the other day, I think it should be a sickness, man. Really, I mean, I think it should be a disability, really, because some is you got to be really messed up in the head to be, thinking you're never wrong. You always got to have the last word. You seem to have no apologies when you're doing wrong. Um, um, they always got to be one up. Um, uh, they like to be the center of attention.
Mhm.
They try to be more outspoken than others.
Mhm.
I mean, of course, and of course, anytime when it comes to certain things, they are degrading. They try to degrade you to the fullest. They want to hit you. They want to cut you at the jugular.
Yeah.
So so
Interesting.
so and that becomes to me, like I said, if that don't sound like a sick individual, I don't know what it does.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because at what point do you believe to think that when you're that far gone as being that, not hearing anybody or not taking constructive criticism, because a narcissist is not going to take criticism. That's not going to happen. Because I've heard stuff. If we in 2023 and I was still with that individual, I promise you, back in 2003, you remember when you did this? It's like really like 20 years before. I mean, 20 years ago, that you feel that due to whatever, you know what I'm saying, you got to have that one up situation. So you're going to go back as far as something, probably 9 times out of 10, something that you started, you just couldn't finish it. So, but you bring up something just to think that it's going to make a person do anything differently.
Mm.
A
Right.
person, and that was, it was brutal. It was brutal, trying to. And then that goes back to when I said that, are you a initiator or you're a diffuser? But just imagine you putting in a position where you have to always be diffusing the situation. It's always like you got to diffuse every time that something is going on. You have to diffuse it. So that means, what time do you have the time to take a back seat on something and let that person be the diffuser? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not would say I'm combative, or I'm not even argumentative when it comes to a lot of things, because a lot of things, certain situations, you ain't gonna win anyway, especially against a narcissist.
Mm-mm.
A narcissist, trust me, they gonna have the last word. You're not gonna win. I mean, how many times I had to be put in a position where that I had to say, oh, you know what, you're right, I'm wrong, even though that I know I'm not wrong. But that's a person when you're dealing with in your same household versus a person you come by periodically, or you someone you don't have to live with. That can be pretty deep, man. But you have to know, you see, because it's probably people you didn't encounter in your life that you never knew, because I didn't never know, and I'm being totally transparent about this. I didn't have a clue what a narcissist was until I got with my ex-wife, being honest with you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess I never came across that type of individual, or someone not even that was relevant in my life. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, so I guess you wouldn't be going into something that you feel that maybe if you have to deal with, or versus something that you don't have to deal with. Just like all of us as brothers, man, we all in our own house, but I mean, we pick up the phone, call, hey, what's going on, XYZ. But honestly, we don't live with each other.
Man,
So what now?
go ahead, bro.
Oh, yeah. So so I mean, it makes a difference, but I mean, I'm pretty sure I didn't came across narcissists in at a job site. I mean, from as far as jobs, or individuals you might come across that you might be just being out, and you see a person that's being boastful and bragging and talking about how much money they got, or how many women they got, or how many men they got. I mean, it's just different little things. It's nothing. Hey, it's nothing wrong with bragging to a certain extent, but not to I don't think to the degraded sense. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be that way. I think it should be to the point where you're proud of your accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't consider that being bragging. I mean, that's just you're happy about who you are and what you accomplish in your life. Which I think all of us have. We have that. We have that behind us. You know what I'm saying? That some things that probably someone told you couldn't accomplish and you did. I mean, that don't make you a narcissist. You know what I'm saying? Because you push through. Now, what if you'd have had that narcissist in your ear telling, "Oh, you ain't gonna do that. You can't do that. Whatever," and you believed in that person. Now you didn't took your dream, and they didn't just swallow your dream. They didn't just basically balled it up, chewed it up, and spit it out. That's what they didn't did.
Yeah.
So how do you think and you guys, far as the situation, how do you think would be a better way to handle a person that's a narcissist? Anybody? Anybody? Anybody?
Man,
I
do
can
the
say,
best you can not to feed off into that. I mean, after a while, once you start noticing those patterns, yeah,
In
at
them
that
traits,
point,
yeah.
yeah, it's time for you to start checking yourself.
well, you have a blessed day, like most people say, and walk away. That's what I would say on the panel. Other one, I'll come at them in a different way, but that's being angry. But as far as that, I mean, I'll listen because first of all, you know that person and you know that's the way they are. Now you just encounter that person and you see where they are. You go, oh, okay, okay then. I turn around, and walk away. If I say something, then he gonna come. Then he or she gonna come at. I'm around. I service a lot of narcissists to where you got. Trust me, do you know that? You service a lot of people like that, and you kind of you don't feel their vibe. You kind of just okay, yep, and you know you might say one or two things, but switch the subject on something to where they can't be that way, but then you eventually just finish whatever you do and walk away. And that's what I would say. Now, if I was just out in my uniform in the vibe of everything, I'd probably say something to him. Like, dude, you sure of yourself or something like that.
Right.
Because
Well,
I could be. My wife said I could be. When people ask me how your business doing, I was like, I'm good. I make this, but I turn my truck on and I just give it to God. Whatever God wants me to do, I do. You know, they tell me, well, I get this client here, I get this client there, I got a new contract here and there. That I think that's not being narcissist or bright. That's probably just being proudful of what I accomplished. But some
Well,
people would see it as a narcissist.
well, you're humbling yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's a, you know, I mean, like I said, it's a lot of different characteristics, man, that you wouldn't believe of what certain people have dealt with when it came to a narcissist. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I've had a personal experience with one, and I didn't know what it was until, I guess it was something that wasn't intriguing to me too, because I never knew what it was. It's not like you can't learn every word or know every definition to everything until it comes in your place, and then now you find out what it is. And when I read the characteristics of it, I was like, oh wow, I'm living with one. You know what I'm saying? Like this is someone that, you know, it's like you walk in a room and that person got to shine. You know what I'm saying? It's not like y'all together, and especially as husband and wife, it should be you guys as a couple, as husband and wife. You know, you represent each other. You know what I'm saying? That's your real. Not let me step in front of you and, you know, I'm going to outshine you. And because I've heard the statement of coming out of her mouth was, oh, you're competing with me. Now, what sense did that make when you telling me that I'm competing with my significant other? That, to me, that makes no sense. You know, so you would have to know exactly how to identify certain things like that. And then you have some that's way out of, such as her, or you got some that's semi, but on a borderline. You know what I'm saying? But maybe not in a way that it stands out where a person say, oh no, he's a narcissist or she's a narcissist. You get what I'm saying? Because I guess at some point, you know, they might say everybody got a little, not much, but somewhat of narcissism. I mean, I wouldn't say everyone, but they might. You know, so I don't feel that I have, but I mean, but something, huh?
I mean, let's say something more time.
You said what, bro?
Now he was coughing. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh, yeah, but it's just it's the point of, and you know, and the thing about it is man, it's like, you know, like you said, Chris, you deal with those, but you know how to. And there again, it goes back to that's your business, that's your money. But in a sense, you are, if you do run into that person, you diffuse the situation by still being professional.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, and if it get to a certain extent, you know, you would just rather lose them as a client than to lose your sanity, or, you know, or to get out of character. You know what I'm saying? Because that might go, and the next person might hear, and this person, oh, they tell me, oh, Chris, you know, he's a bad actor. He'll do this. You say this. You know what I'm saying? And there's certain things I understand you might have to step, you know, be firm about. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, but I mean, dealing with a man, I'm telling you, bro, that was, you know, I wouldn't say all 16, but I tell you what, it was very challenging, man. And, you know, to actually deal with a person like that. You know, I've came across some males that I see that's, you know, like that, or just boastful, you know, and I always want to, you know, talk about a person or degrade a person, you know, to make their self look good. You know, that's just like, you tell D, you know, D say, oh man, you know, like he says in his photography, and he'll just say, oh man, you can't do that, man. Psh, man, that ain't gonna work. Man, look here, man. I remember when I did this, and I remember I did that, man. I did something similar, but I, you know, I mean, just God always had that one up. Cause I knew this one guy, man. Matter of fact, my ex brother-in-law, that son of a gun, if you did it, he done did it 4 times different. And man, I went and got me a little fishing. I went and got me a fishing boat. Oh man, I had a 50-foot yacht, man. You know what I'm saying? And I just had to let it go because, you know, my ex-wife, you know, just nonsense, man. Just,
well, I had an 80-foot yacht.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. One dude, I told one dude the other day, I said, man, I could do 30 push-ups. And I couldn't do 10 at first. I could do 30 straight. 50.
Yeah, I mean,
I was like, good for you. You healthy. That's good. I mean, that's good, man. I'm like, no, you didn't. Now I'm like, you got it, bro. I mean, you could do 50. That's really good, man.
yeah,
Try to get to that level.
I mean,
You know?
but how, you know, that just like anything when they say practice make perfect, you know what I'm saying? Things
Yeah.
of that nature, you know what I'm saying? You got to continue to do it. That's just like people don't just jump, like you ain't worked out in 9,000 years and you jump up and say, I'm finna go do 100 reps of this and then 500 reps of that. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
right.
You know what I mean? Come on, let's be realistic, man. I mean, like I said, first of all, you're going to be probably winded. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and to each their own, so you might have somebody out there, but you're gonna have that one person or a couple people. Oh man, that ain't nothing, man. I gonna do this, I gonna knock this out right quick, XYZ. But in reality, man, I mean, that's not reality to me, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just, is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. You know what I'm saying? But I think at some point you just can't sit down for 3 years and then go jump back in the gym, but think you just finna, you know what I mean, do all these reps and stuff. But that's just my personal opinion. I'm not saying it's not possible again. But you got people like narcissists, man. They will tell you quick and fast and herb, oh man, I go in there and I do 100 this or 100 that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna sit here and fool myself. First of all, that ain't gonna happen. Because I'm gonna tell you, if I go in there and I do a 10 or 15 or anything, you might have to call 119 around this mother, not 911. You know what I'm talking about? Because I'm talking about I'm finna be winded like a mother. You better have 911 on speed dial, bro. Because I will be winded. So, you know, I mean, but you know, like I said, I mean, have Strict, Chris. I know Chris said he ran into it. D, have you ran into a narcissist, man? I mean, that, you know, someone that you know or have heard of or heard of around or anything of that nature?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What about you?
Co-workers as well.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. What about Big Brother Strick? I know you ran across. Hell, I think you was married to one. But anyway, yeah, man. I'm talking about that. You know, yeah, that boy, that good. Yeah. She a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Oh no.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, bro.
Yep. Yeah, you're messing up my cookies, man.
Thank God roll none of that.
Yeah, man. But you know, like I said though, man, I mean, it's and like I said, D, we were talking about the other day, man. I think it's a sickness, man. I mean, that's just my personal opinion, but that's what I feel because I think something, you know, anybody to try to degrade somebody or downplay somebody or boast to a person that's less fortunate or something, you know what I'm saying? I think that's sick to me, man. Because
It
I mean,
is.
where do you, I mean, do you have any morals, values? Do you have character, compassion? When you could just sit there and just with no hesitation just talk about a person or degrade them, especially someone that you're married to or being with or even around on a regular basis. I mean, what did that say about your character in general? You know what I'm saying? That to me, that's a problem right there. And then to add, you doing these things, and now you're a narcissist. Come on, man. I mean, that tells that's a lot. And I wonder though, this is the thing. Wonder would, and it just I'm curious. I wonder would two narcissists be in a relationship or married? I'm pretty sure they do have them. But
Yeah.
do you think that two narcissists can actually be together and you know and make a successful relationship or marriage?
Oh
And
man.
you guys' opinion.
That's
Total fucking war.
you ain't lying.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what I'm saying? It's like you're going back and forth or whatever. But I'm just saying, as far as a relationship, that gotta be the most Oh my goodness, I don't even know how to carry. I don't even know how to talk about that one, man. As far as that part,
One of them just got to be the most submissive one and just say fuck it, give in, or maybe they both give in each time. They one give in one day, one other one give in the next.
That
so you
sounds like a
said
nice
so.
little fairy
That
tale.
requires compromise. Who in the marriage is making compromise? They don't compromise.
Yeah,
Just
that's
don't
what I was about. I was
compromise.
just strict took the words out of my mouth. I was about to say the
They
same
won't
thing. Man, they
compromise. But
don't
then to top that
compromise.
off, man, the objective for anybody is to not be with a narcissist. Period. That's it. Just don't be with somebody that doesn't value who you are and thinks they're better than someone else. If you're gonna be with somebody that's gonna be like that, you're setting yourself up for failure anyway. If you're gonna associate with people that believe they're better than other people, then you're setting yourself up for failure. So you just stay away from individuals that highly critical. I was at a bar the other day, and the first thing the guy said was, "Oh, how do you like this person?" It was a chief at a department, and I said, "Well, I don't really mess with them." And he says, "Oh, too woke, huh?" I said, "Woke." No, I just don't like them as people. I don't know what the hell a woke part is because it really doesn't matter to me. I don't care about your political views. If I don't like you, I don't like
Yep.
But he brought it to that level of wokeness. I don't even somebody that can categorize something as being too socially aware or what have you as being woke. As far as I'm concerned, that's kind of weird. I don't know if it's narcissistic because I just concentrate on narcissists at all. But I can say that's kind of weird. If you just automatically judging somebody, and that would lead me to believe that you think that you're better than the next person. So try not to point the finger, because that thumb's pointing back, and even if it is, even if it ain't, the fact of the matter is it should be.
I'm gonna tell you something that I found out about a narcissist when it comes to even helping people. They will help, but they want gratification behind it. So they would, man. You remember when I helped so and so do this, or man, I remember when I helped do so and so do that. You know what I'm saying? But remember when I helped you do this, you know what I'm saying? That's where, that's why I said I encountered that, and it was horrible, man. And I'm surprised I was sane as I am today. You know what I'm saying? But all it did is prepare me for who I'm with now. That's all it did. It made me stronger where I can be strong here for my wife now. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what I thank God for that, man. And think about who I'm with and who I enjoy. And we could sit around and just shoot the breeze and don't have to move a finger, man. So, like they say, certain person's loss is another person's gain, but that ain't definitely no gain if you have to deal with somebody like that. Because I mean, I'm gonna ask you guys this too. Would you consider, like you said, I know it couldn't be two narcissists together, but then would they be considered as the part of opposites attract? I guess, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna answer my own question. Yeah, it is. Because actually I was the opposite of what a narcissist is. Now, why I didn't recognize it, and I guess because I didn't ever know, you know what I'm saying, of what it is or what's the characteristics, or I just know some people just cold-hearted and don't care. You know what I'm saying? But as far as putting a title on it, that was really, really different to me.
True.
So, like I said, man, I just never thought that you would be with a person like that. You know what I'm saying? And I
Man,
guess,
when your nose is open and you got a vision of what you want that feels good, man, you don't see it till after you start noticing everything you're doing and what you ain't getting back. Then you
Yep.
start paying close attention to what you're dealing with.
mm-hmm,
And then you
Mm-hmm.
start looking at how long you've been marinating into this shit. So now you
yeah,
gotta pretty much look at how you treading and you know, wow.
True.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I would agree. I would agree on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so you would say you somewhat like you in too deep type situation.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as you just to do some crazy stuff and just I'm gonna leave right now, I'm done with this. You know. I mean, you can do it that way, but it wouldn't look good. There's a certain way you got to do things, man. Once you see what type of situation you in.
Yeah, I definitely, but I mean, but I've seen people. Some people don't even know they. I mean, I guess they do know their tolerance, but then they don't know their tolerance. You know what I'm saying? It's like they lead with their heart and not what's good for them in certain aspects. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Because you're too busy on your end pushing out, showing the best of you, and not realizing what you should be getting back in return. Not saying anybody owe you anything, but yeah, man, when you do good and you open up to somebody, it should be a reward there, man, for you. Something to show
Reward
a
or be
a
some.
gratitude, some love, some affection, just all that in one.
So reward or reciprocity. I mean, reciprocity. The thing about it is, you want to get what you give. You want what that to me is more important than the reward aspect of it. Because the thing is that when you're giving so much affection or attention or whatever it is, a level of communication should be equal. Is what I'm saying. If I
yeah,
provide you with a decent amount, with not decent amount, but if I respect you in our conversation, whether it be agreeable or disagreeable, if I, if whatever it is, you want reciprocity. You want to be treated the same as you do treat others.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah. I mean, you definitely would want the same in return. Yeah, absolutely. But
Oh,
but the thing about it is that sometimes I don't. I guess I would put it in today's times. I'm not saying, and that just goes back to respect. You give our respect, but you can't get respect back. And you know what I'm saying? That means far as your work environment, your just everyday life. You know what I'm saying? Which I choose not to be around a person that can't give me mutual respect. I feel I just don't need to be in your presence. That's just the way I feel about it.
Well, see,
I'm
that's the
not going.
same, but that's why the idea of being with someone on that level, or whether it be narcissism or whatever it is, it's a moot point because you ain't got no business with them. Period. Because they don't
Well,
know
yeah,
themselves.
yeah. You know what? I would say okay, strict, but I was with one, so
No, no,
I
no.
don't know.
I'm saying that once you recognize it.
Huh?
I say when you recognize who and what an individual is, it's time to start separating ways. If that's something that you need to do. I mean, if you just want to accept it, you accept it. But I mean, who wants to accept being treated unfairly or with an uneven stick? You know what I'm saying? Who wants that?
No, nobody should want it. No, but some people be somebody's. I've seen people be somebody's flow man.
Oh
You
well,
know
yeah,
what I
that's a
mean?
different situation though. That's an issue of insecurity, letting
Oh yeah,
someone.
well that's true. But there again, that's another thing about a narcissist. They're
Well, yeah, they are
insecure.
insecure, but the thing is that it, I don't know. Maybe because my objective is not to try and figure out the narcissist. My objective is to figure out how to stay away from the narcissist.
No,
Um,
no, and I totally agree. This was well. See, here goes the thing. We were just was a subject that just brought up because a friend of mine brought it up, and they're individual that a person don't that they don't even recognize in their own self. They don't think they are. So that's why this actually the title came up because some people don't realize that sometimes when they're with that person until you hear certain characteristics that like you share or Chris share or D share that might have triggered something off in a person be like, well, damn, is that's who I'm with? I just thought somebody was just being a piece of crap or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or was having a bad day or just have a bad attitude. But in reality, that ain't what it is. This is they came up with this. I want to know, you know what? I never looked it up. I want to find out who came up with this damn word in this definition. I should have looked that up. That's what I should have done.
of what?
Huh?
You think of what definition?
Where did this word narcissist, where did it originate from, or where did they come up with it, or how far back did this shit come out? You know what I mean? I
Right.
know I'm pretty sure it's been out for many, many years, but I never knew what it was.
Many, 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 many years.
So I mean, so I guess I don't know. I mean, like you said, I do my best just stay away from a person that's a narcissist. But you know what I'm saying? But I guess the point of sharing it, which I told you my experience of being with one, and maybe you guys' experience of being around them, you know, that maybe some people, you know, get blind, have a blind eye for what is it narcissist? What, you know, to understand, you know, what do they do when the type of thing they do, you know what I mean? Because you know, you got people that's out here probably not a narcissist, but then a certain way, I think they would be because you know, you prey on somebody's demise. You know what I'm saying? You want to see them fall, or I guess, and then I think jealousy and envy would be a characteristic of a narcissist too.
Yeah.
Because if you couldn't get all the attention, which hint I was with one that had to get all the attention, then now you're mad at everybody, you're mad at the world. Or you definitely mad at the person that you with. Because if somebody say, oh, well, hey, Shaq, how you doing, man? You know, hey, man, that's a nice shirt you got on, woo, woo. But then they don't say nothing to her. Oh, no, that's a problem. You know, it's a person have to be the center of attention, man. You know, I like to take the back seat. I don't have to be the center of attention. So it's no big deal to me. I like to see other people shine before I actually shine. I could take the back seat. I could be the behind the scenes type of guy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to be that person. But you know, but being a part of something, being in a group, I think plays a big part, especially with everybody that's on here now. You know what I'm saying? It's just being a group and everybody's getting their input and everybody's speaking, everybody's standing out. It ain't all about me, it ain't all about Chris, Strick, you know, D, you know what I mean? It ain't what it's about. It's about, that's why we call it a circle of gratitude. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and that's where we want to continue this and push, you know, and keep pushing, man, so that we can, like I said, to bring up like valid points like this when it comes to people recognizing characteristics of people in general. You know what I'm saying? Maybe as we talked about, you guys were talking about the situation about what's in Alabama. You know what I'm saying? I just thought that was awesome. You know what I'm saying? I don't preach violence or nothing like that, but man, it showed togetherness, man. Something that we, like I said, that we hadn't done in many, many years. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, I mean, when you think when they say people have privilege, you know, I mean, you know, particularly what we're talking about, don't you think they would be a part of a narcissist?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, because you're thinking because your skin color is different that you're better than the next person. So I would think even through the whole time from 400 years up to now, and if people still feel that way, they all are narcissists to me. Because you think you're better than somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, that's the thing. So I mean, I just don't condone nobody being or talking about. I mean, I'm not gonna sit up here and we all brothers and one brother mad at another brother, and you know, going back and forth, whatever. Hey man, well, look, let's get in the circle and let's make this thing happen, man. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? We're not finna get into all that, you know, he say, she say, all this other nonsense. You know what I'm saying? But I feel we all grown individuals, you know what I'm saying? So it shouldn't be nothing that shouldn't be spoke about or talked about, man, with amongst neither one of us, especially when we call ourselves brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why I said, you know, I mean, I feel, I'm comfortable. I enjoy this day in and day, I mean, week in and week out, man, because this is something to sharing different viewpoints when it comes to understanding where we are as people. And like I said, that was a very good thing you brought up, Chris, when you was talking about that, because I mean, because that's been viral. That's been totally viral, man.
Well, that's what everybody. I mean, every race is talking. Every race is really talking about it. They are. Everybody got their own opinion, about it, which is good. I'm glad it was more fighting than shooting.
Well, yeah, I mean, actually, I mean, truly, man. I mean, because everything it always be about about weapons. You know what I'm saying? The only weapons was used was knuckles, man. That's the only that was only. I'm sorry, and chairs.
Yeah, because I think Ricky Smiley interviewed the chair.
Yeah, man.
It was funny to me. I was laughing.
But like I said, though, man. But like I said, if a person don't understand how that meant to us as a race, then they really are. They say ignorant is bliss. You know what I'm saying? And you're not really getting the full value of why you think we are hoorahing about violence. No, we're not hoorahing about violence. We're hoorahing about unity. You know what I'm saying? And then it wasn't old, it wasn't just young, it was a mixture of everybody, man. But it was one as a race. Now, it should have, they might think, oh, now all black people want to go against. No, 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 that ain't what it is. It's just the point of you stood up. Just let them know that you're not finna make that, you're not finna do these type of things and think it's not going to have repercussions. Period.
True, because my homeboy, he can't get on YouTube because he's banned. He's banned from YouTube. He sent me this message. You saw that fight? You saw that fight? I said, yeah, I sure did. I said, not put, yeah, I sure did. He said, that's why Farrakhan preached separation. We need to separate. And I was like, the dude was working. I understand I kind of understand what he was saying about the separation part, but I didn't get it. I'm like, this dude was trying to do his job. What that had to do with separation from the other people? He was just doing his job. They came after him. So you bringing up something he bringing up something about, because he's more of my friend is like this. He's my part-time Muslim friend. I call him part-time Muslim. He's in this America, but he ain't with them. You get what I'm saying?
What they call
he's a Pan-Africanist.
Pan-African, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. And I get that. I have a lot of relatives like that. And I understand where he's coming at. I understand that. But my thing is that because I was like, where are you gonna go? You're a 6'4" black man. Where you gonna go? And if you go overseas, they gonna think you play basketball.
Right.
You better learn. You better know hip hop. So I said, oh, and I kept telling him about. He kind of like, he's not like a narcissist, but I'm just off the subject. But I just have to say this because he wants to leave America, because I have two friends already left America. One Jewish guy and one black guy. They left America. That's when Trump was in office. They left. They're not coming back. And they're happy where they at.
I mean, but you know what? That's
weird.
That's your choice. I mean, truly, I mean, that's your choice. And I wouldn't talk anything against them due to they made a choice to move out of the country.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? No judgment. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to find your piece in of what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it is. I mean, it's not about what other people, and I think that's what happens with a lot of us as people. We go around, we worry about what everybody else gonna think. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a purpose behind what you're doing. That's just like Chris, you the head of your house. D, you the head of your house. I'm the head of my house. Stricker the head of his house. So my thing of it is what decision, and if you on mutual agreement between your spouses, at that point, what does it matter what anybody else think?
True.
You see what I'm saying? You have to look at when you have value into what you speak upon, you know what I'm saying, to your family, because your priority is to protect your family. That's what you in your household, to protect your family. You know what I'm saying? If it's one or two, or if it's just you and your wife, that's still your family, your kids, that's your family. You know what I'm saying? So if you choose to make a decision on moving wherever, long as it's a mutual agreement and ain't nobody forced, I mean, even if that's for us, that's not our problem. I mean, that's not say that's not a good word. That's not our business if you had a disagreement between your significant other or not. You see what I'm saying? Because I mean, I can't tell, oh man, you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that. Now, I can make a suggestion, but don't necessarily mean that you still gonna do what's best for your family.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So,
Definitely
but
agree.
yeah, man. I mean, that's just it is what it is, man. And like I said, I mean, again, the unity was I got more joy of the unity than I did the actual physical
Yeah,
altercation. You see what
that's
I'm
why
saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
because we
I
don't.
mean, but you see, we look farther than what some people look at. You know, and I'm not saying it didn't they got what they deserve, basically. But at the same token, you know, the point of unity played a big part. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, that's what it was about, man. I mean, it's just like I grew up in neighborhoods, man. I'm gonna tell you, in Chicago, you stayed in the neighborhood, didn't care if you white, black, whatever. We all grew up in a neighborhood. I don't care what me and you, Chris, me and you can go blow to blow, bro.
Yeah,
Let somebody else come. Let somebody else come in that neighborhood and try something. It go down. You see what I'm saying? But that's where the unity came in at. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna have disagreements, you're gonna have arguments. And hell, at some point when you're younger, probably had fights.
yeah,
But when it came to other people coming into a neighborhood, and when you grew up in and y'all go from man, I'm talking about from toddlers all the way up to grown individuals, you know what I'm saying? You might have raised your own family in the neighborhood wherever you grew up, or you end up in the same neighborhood. But at some point, you know, y'all wouldn't let nobody outsiders come in and do anything because that was
mm-mm.
unity. Now, which everybody say, man, hey, they ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm mind my business. You know what I'm saying? But did anybody say that when it came to that stuff? They could have did. Everybody could have turned their back and say, "Oh, they ain't got nothing to do with us." But that wasn't the case, bro. You see what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
just thought that spoke volume, man.
you
And
know,
and like I said, once again, the unity part was just major to me. That was big to me. You
yeah,
know?
that's true. Fortunately, it's newsworthy, but it ain't newsworthy.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know what
but
I'm
but
saying?
of course you're gonna always have, you know, everybody like what they say, opinion is just like an asshole. Everybody got one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just plain simple. That's what it's gonna be. You know, everybody gonna have their views and they're gonna have their points, but that's why it's called opinion. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it wouldn't be opinion if you thought about one way. I thought we might come to agree on certain things, but certain things we might not come to agree on. So don't necessarily. I mean, it don't make no necessarily mean I dislike you because you. He didn't want to hear me what I had to say. So blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't like him now because he didn't agree with me. But you
well, you got
imagine
a lot
how
of people that way. You got a lot of people that way. But
no, seriously.
yeah, you got a lot of people that way say, "Well, I ain't with that person because they didn't agree with me." But I agree. Like back what we were saying, that unity part was there. You know, because I told this one dude, and we was really talking nonchalant, and I said, "You saw." I don't call it insurrection. I just call it what some white privileged men think they should do was march on the White House. I don't see nothing different than that, like that, or taking over towns. Because another person of a different race, a black man, got land and they got businesses and they doing for self, but you want to take over the land. I don't see no difference than marching on the White House going or doing what they did to all the black towns that should have been
Oh,
prosperous, but I don't see no difference between that and what happened back in the day. I don't see no difference.
well. Here goes the thing. This is the thing. I think it was just it was strictly about race. You talking back then?
Oh yeah,
I
strictly
mean,
by race.
it was strictly about race because the simple fact of it, and you speaking like of Black Wall Street and the black churches and all that other stuff.
Oh yes, towns in Texas, all that.
Yeah. I mean, so the point of it is, how dare you? decide to have your own. Now remember, even as far as the other stuff, now you think about it, these people were doing this. The Wall Street was back in what, the 20s? Remember, but what happened? Remember, it was slavery. It was still prejudice. It was racism.
Yep.
So now you destroy somebody because they're doing better than you. We're not bothering nobody. You know what I'm saying? Having your own, and it's still a problem. But then, I don't have. Trust me. Let me say this specifically, and I want everybody to understand. I'm not prejudiced toward no Chinese. I'm not prejudiced on no Indian. I'm not prejudiced toward nobody. But let's be realistic. You have Indian that's in black neighborhoods. Let me not say black neighborhoods. Just say urban neighborhoods. That's a more way of saying it. An urban neighborhood. You have the Chinese that's in urban neighborhoods. Are you out there tearing their stuff up, or are you doing this, or you know what I'm saying? Are you? They're not doing it to them, but they still got prejudiced people, right?
Show me what you like.
You know what I'm saying? They still got prejudiced people. They people are prejudiced. So what's the difference? But then they have communities that have open. Man, Jews been running stuff and having much stuff for many years, bro. When last time you heard them just go in there just blow up their whole neighborhood?
Never.
Shit crazy, bro. But again, that unity, man, that was epic, bro. Epic.
Yeah. Just
You know what I
you
mean?
say, I ain't got none of that. I mean, most races are in my family. So my immediate family, like my daughter married an Asian guy. My nephew, she married Taiwanese. My other nephew, is engaged to a Vietnamese. My family has been integrating with Hispanics and Hispanic people since the 40s. Whites, probably since the 70s. So I don't see that now. And other people see people when they see us, like when we went to eat in a small town, everybody was just staying there. Everybody know everybody. But when you got a lot of interracial couples, people go, because I don't see no difference. That's all family. But when I'm out and about, I don't look at people like that. But you got certain people that do. Everybody was an interracial couple and all the kids was mixed. But we were just chilling, eating, getting along. Nobody really see that. People don't see that on a normal basis, per se.
Funny thing you said there, Chris, because my wife is biracial.
Yeah.
And pretty much that whole side of the family is biracial. All of them. Ain't nobody straight nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. And I think that was a fear that they didn't want because they figured they're coming distinct.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Stay brothers. But it's at 10 o'clock out there. Let me go get my wife.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I gotta go. Hey man, I'm gonna say this, man. It's a pleasure. Hey, if anybody, we're gonna make an email. I want to tell everybody this. We're gonna make an email, Chris. I forgot to tell you about this too. We're gonna make an email with Circle Gratitude, and when we talked about now, we're gonna review, and I want anybody to get. We're gonna probably start that Wednesday, and anybody might have questions of what we spoke about, talked about, or even a topic that they can email us, and we're gonna all have access to it.
That's good.
You see what I'm saying? So but again, you folks, everybody, it was suggested, and I think it's a very good suggestion. So I want to say, man, this has been Circle of Gratitude. Brother Chris, Brother D, Brother Strick, myself, Brother Shaq. You know what I mean? We want to tell you, we want to thank each and every one of you, Frankie and Johnny. We really appreciate you. You holding that chat down.
they've been looking for ways to increase
more
your
PTO time for you, and yeah, we're gonna, that's gonna be a bonus on you. So, but we want to just thank you though, and appreciate everybody that's coming in, and even if they came in, checked out, and came back out, man. But we're gonna keep this thing going, man, definitely. And I just want to say God bless to everybody. I want everybody to have a great night. And we'll do this again on Wednesday.
You too,
I hope
brother.
everybody enjoyed. All right, bro, Chris.
All
You
right,
have
y'all
a great
good
night,
one.
man.
See y'all
Give
Wednesday.
my best to the wife, man, and your family, brother.
You too as well. And God
All
said
right,
the same.
man.
We'll see each other Wednesday.
Absolutely, man. Lord's will.
All right.
God bless, man.
Bye-bye.